But later on, let's move on now. Members of Parliament are frustrated over the perceived failure of Treasury to rein in government's wasteful and fruitless expenditure on non-core goods and services. Treasury disclosed that a staggering 109 million rand has been spent on travel, subsistence, catering, events, venues and facilities between the 2013-2014 and until the current financial year.
Treasury attempting to stem unnecessary expenditure. It's already saved 1.85 billion rands. The belt tightening was introduced by Treasury 5 years ago. The objective was to slash spending on non-core goods and services across all departments and state-owned entities. But opposition parties say the measures are ineffective, given the amount state departments continue to spend on non-core goods and services.
I think there are two problems. The first is that despite, and to their credit, National Treasury's effort to implement cost containment measures, those cost containment measures have not been implemented and in some cases have been resisted by particularly national departments. But at the end of the day, if we are going to claw back significant savings, then we have to tackle the big cost centers. And a very good place to start would be, of course, with President Cyril Ramaphosa's bloated cabinet, which is the largest cabinet in the world, comprising of about 74 ministers and deputy ministers.
What seems to be lacking from where we're sitting as the UDM is discipline on the part of government to ensure that the cost containment measures that were introduced a couple of years ago are being implemented properly, consistently and every year, looking at each expenditure item. Doing it that way, they would avoid embarrassments such as these ones where you find that you have spent more than 1 billion rands, which is shocking and unacceptable in the face of the poverty that we have in the country.
Both Manie and Kwankwa say the government cannot afford to continue spending over 1 billion rand on non-core goods and services. They point to money-soaking departments such as education, health, policing and social development. But departments and other government entities are unfazed. They continue to make requests for deviations from the mandatory cost containment measures. For instance, the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development requested to host a cocktail function at a charge above the prescribed rates, while the South African Heritage Resources Agency sought to host an annual recognition event for staff at a huge cost to the taxpayer. The Treasury rejected all these latest requests for deviations. Manelisi Tubase, SABC News, Parliament.